What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital. We're here with Nick Rodway, CEO, President, and Director of Core Assets. Nice to have you on, Nick. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Definitely. So I'm excited to talk about your company, Core Assets. So can you start by giving us an introduction to the company and telling our viewers, everything about the company and what you guys are all about?
Yeah, certainly. So we're publicly listed on the Canadian Securities Exchange. CSE is the ticker. We have about 57 million shares outstanding right now, market cap around 14.5 million. And basically it's a discovery story is what we're dealing with here. It's very early stage, but we acquired some land in Atlin, BC in 2018, and we then listed the company as a non-offering prospectus. We went public, raised some money, and we were fortunate enough to very quickly start to tap into what we think could be a large mineralized system. What we're looking for is a porphyry CRD type system. CRD stands for carbonate replacement deposit. So basically a carbonate replacement deposit, as the name suggests, is replacement of either limestone or dolomite, so a calcium rich rock. And we have about 20 kilometers of limestone bedding up on our property, that is substantial. And one important part about CRDs, you need to have limestone, and you got to have a lot of it, and you need to have the perfect porosity and permeability in that unit. The unit needs to be very favorable in order to host these things. So what makes it so unique where we are is we're in an area that has been looked at for many years for placer gold mining in Atlin, BC. So that was a part of the gold rush. And nobody has ever looked on the west side, the southwest side of Atlin Lake, and it's mainly due to glacial cover. So what we did is we basically spent a lot of time doing desktop study over the last 5 years, and we put together a plan. We had an idea following what's called it's a hub and spoke type model. The hub being the center of the deposit, and then you have basically high grade spokes that come out from it, and they are, if you can find those things at surface, they are continuous all the way back to the source. A lot of these larger mines that have been found, say Cinco de Mayo, that Mag Silver owns, these things are blind discoveries a lot of the time. So a lot of the time you got to spend, in excess of 10 million US to get the kind of information that we have. We've only spent about a little over $1 million right now. And it's basically due to the amount of surficial expression there. We're seeing massive sulfide in a big way on the property. So that's what's getting us excited here.
Definitely, that sounds like an exciting story. So let's talk about some of your assets now. So Core Assets currently holds the Blue property, which now covers a land area of 108,337 hectares. The project lies within the Atlin Mining District, a well-known gold mining camp. The Atlin Mining District has been the focus for your company. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, so like I said, we had a small land package to start, and then we did the regional work, desktop work mainly, and we decided to increase the land package, and we own just over 1,000 square kilometers there now, and it straddles the whole Alaska border and everything that's on the southwest side of Atlin Lake. And basically, it's a regional story as well. These types of deposits are known to form over 500 kilometers. They're district scale. The comparable area in the world would be in Mexico. There's a central carbonate replacement belt there that has world-class deposits. So we're looking for high tonnage, large deposits is the whole plan here for Core Assets. And it's very easily accessible as well. You can get there by boat. That brings you right to the property. An hour-and-a-half boat ride from Atlin, or helicopter is the way that we've been accessing, and it's about 15 minutes in a helicopter. And we're, like I said, very near Alaska, right on the border of Alaska, and this is all land that hasn't been looked at. So it needs some attention, and I think Core Assets is going to give it the right attention, and we're excited to continue to build our story. We do have a lot of news pending right now. Actually, we've got 3 different sets of channel samples that are supposed to be coming back. And we also have petrography, which is basically going to confirm our alteration that we're seeing at surface, which is very important for vectoring back to your porphyry source if we're so lucky to have one. And then we also have a very high resolution airborne survey that we flew this summer, and we are waiting for all that data to come back too. And that it's just about building layers. We're trying to increase our confidence here, and it's kind of interesting the way we're doing it, because we kind of made the discovery first, and then now we're getting like our geophysics, which is generally a precursor for vectoring in. That's going to come back after we already kind of got lucky, you know, and found that the grizzly manto, which is a substantial, it's about half a kilometer in strike length and 5 meters width, and it's returning very high values for zinc, lead, and silver, and that's what you want to see with these carbonate replacement style mineralization. You want to see high grade silver. You're going to get 30% combined zinc and lead. And then there's usually a copper credit as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it should be an exciting time for you guys. So now increased exploration activities are forecast in the Atlin Mining District moving into 2021 and beyond. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, certainly. So of course, it's very seasonal up in that area. There's only so much you can do in the winter, and then when the snow starts to melt, you're going to be flat out and nonstop. So basically between now and Christmas, it's going to be, you're going to, just like any other company now in the Golden Triangle area, you're going to be getting results coming in. And then next year, for 2022, we're going to have more permitting done, because we've already permitted the property for drilling in the past 3 times. And we've just been, every time we go up there, we find something new. So it was difficult to kind of keep focus, but now we have our focus on our main area where we know there's, at least surficially something there. So our plan is to use these new layers that are going to be coming in to build a drill plan, and hopefully we can execute that program starting in June of 2022. That would be the plan for sure. And as I said, there are several targets on this property. And the first one, what actually brought us to the property, it's that one alone is crazy interesting and has good surficial mineralization. But the new discovery zone at the Grizzly Manto is that's what's getting us excited. So we're going to focus most of our time on that target for 2022. But of course, we would like to do a regional program as well to take a look at some of the other stuff to the northwest that we staked back in September, early September.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So, what are the major catalysts in the near term that our viewers or prospective shareholders should pay attention to the most?
So definitely right now, we're thinking about channel sampling. So basically it's some of our surficial mineralization obviously is quite substantial. So we cut into the rock about 2 inches in depth and 1.5 inches in diameter. And basically it's just another way to further confirm the mineralization and give investors an idea of the size, because it's often very difficult. I've been there many times, and obviously I can picture it, and I got an idea of what's going on. But for the everyday investor, they don't get to go to the property every day. So we're just trying to give people an actual quantitative way to be like, okay, well, this thing has grade and it has some size. So am I looking for a large deposit? Maybe that's where I should focus my investment. So that would be extremely important, obviously. As I said, the petrography, that's going to be a big thing for the porphyry side of things, which would be your more larger tonnage, lower grade side of the project. So that will definitely help us vector in on that. And then, of course, the geophysics is going to be, it's a very high resolution. We did 150 meter spacing. It's a heliborne survey. And once that comes together, it'll really highlight these zones that are screaming, the high zinc, lead, and silver numbers that we're seeing. So those would be the 3 main catalysts here between now and say February.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for that. So what's the number one thing you're most excited about for the company, and the things that we should look out for in the next 6 to 12 months?
I'm most I would have to say the photography is what really gets me excited, because it's nice to see something and then just get confirmation that, you know, because as a geologist, your whole training is to try to basically visually assay rocks if you're an economic type geologist, which is impossible and quite often can certainly be a negative thing, especially with gold and whatnot. But with these rocks, I mean, they are visually quite metallic, and you know, we did expect that the numbers would come back high. We didn't really expect them to come back as high as they did, but it's exciting to be able to confirm things that you see, and you know, have people extremely excited and happy with the way the share price is performing. And you've kind of made your observations, and you're basically building credibility, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, with the threat of permanent inflation on the horizon, how do you feel about the commodity markets right now, both base metals and precious metals? And where do we go from here? Obviously, it's just like a prediction or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, well, I'm the type of person, you know, I'm not an economist or anything. I watch people like yourself, you know, and anyone else who's an influencer on YouTube. That's the kind of thing I do in the evenings, you know, watching. It doesn't have to be mining related. It could be cannabis, anything really, because I'm an investor myself, and I'm the largest shareholder, of course, in Core Assets, individual shareholder. But we're kind of zinc is an interesting metal for sure, because it usually doesn't get a lot of attention. You know, it gets attention once kind of every five years type thing, and when it does, though, it kind of really screams. And I think zinc is right now, I think it's about $1.70 or so US a pound, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up to $1.90, $2 here in January, February. Of course, copper and silver are basically a part of the whole electrification of the world type thing, which is obviously we could do a whole another couple hours on talking about that kind of stuff. But I'm more I'm definitely about the rocks mostly, and you know, it's nice to know that you have something for sure. But when it comes to the metals and whatnot, I'm a bit of a follower for sure. So I'm looking to guys like you and you know, whoever else to to kind of give me my insights on that. But I think January, February, we're going to see a pretty big spike, especially in the early stage type stuff. And I think, you know, gold is going to continue to probably bounce around here for a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if here in February, March, it goes to 1900 again, you know?
Yeah, no, we'll see. It hasn't been an easy year, but yeah, it'll be really interesting. So where's the best place for investors to find out more information about the company?
So the website would definitely be the first place to go. There's we're updating it daily, basically. I had a guy go up and do some drone imagery for me this summer, so we got some really nice drone images and videos. So we're gonna try to update the banner for the website, and that video is quite spectacular, and it'll help people get a feeling for, you know, what this terrain is like. And my email, of course, is on the website, my personal number, and I'm always available for someone to give me a shout, and I'm happy to set up private Zoom meetings or what have you, or just meet up for a coffee in Vancouver, certainly.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Nick. It was a pleasure. And, you know, I look forward to covering the company. So best of luck with everything.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And nice to meet you. Have a good one.
If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below, along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.